Please be seated. Chancellor, President, Dean, heads of school, members of council, faculty, graduates and distinguished guests. You're all very welcome to the college and to the conferring ceremonies here at RCSI this afternoon. Before declaring open the ceremonies of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland and the National University of Ireland, I'd like to first introduce the platform party. At the table to the front of the stage, from your left, is Mr. Kenneth Mealy, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. Beside him, Dr. Maurice Manning, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland. And as you look to the stage, from the back of the stage, from your right, is Dr. Attracta Halpin, Registrar of the National University of Ireland. Professor Teresa Polakowski, Director of Health Professions Education at RCSI. Dr. Eva Doherty, Director of Human Factors in Patient Safety at RCSI. Professor David Smith, Director of the MSc in Healthcare Ethics and Law at RCSI. Ms. Judith Gilroy, Associate Director for Academic Affairs at RCSI. Professor Hannah McGee, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences at RCSI. Professor Francis Horgan, Head of the School of Physiotherapy at RCSI. Professor Niamh Moran, Head of the School of Postgraduate Studies at RCSI. Professor John O'Byrne, Director of the Master of Surgery and Professor of Orthopaedic Surgery at RCSI. Dr. Jenny Moffat, Educationalist in the Health Professions Education Centre at RCSI. And my name is Cathal Kelly, Chief Executive of RCSI. I'd now like to ask all our graduates to please stand, and I call on the Registrar of the National University of Ireland to formally open the ceremonies. If the graduates could all stand.
Universitas Hiberniae Nationalis, Pre Honorabilis Cancellariae, Totaque Universitas, Haec Comitia Universitaria, Hodie Convocata sunt, ut hei mulieres maxime eximiae, et hi viri maxime eximii, ad grados academicos admittantur. This is a meeting of the National University of Ireland for the purpose of conferring degrees and other qualifications. The graduands will be presented by Professor Cathal Kelly, Chief Executive and Registrar of RCSI, and the degrees will be conferred by Dr. Maurice Manning, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland.
I now declare open the conferring ceremony for the award of degrees of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, and I invite the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Professor Hannah McGee, to come forward to lead you in the graduates' declaration.
The RCSI Graduate Declaration, which you will recite together, is a commitment to the highest standards of professionalism and ethical practice in your career as taught during your studies in RCSI. And it gives me great pleasure on this special day of your conferring to invite all of you to be upstanding and as we recite together after me the declaration, which is located on page 8 of your conferring booklet. I acknowledge my position at the forefront of my field of learning and scholarship. I understand my responsibility to use this learning to contribute and lead in my community. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will respect the confidential information that is entrusted in me. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to interfere with my duties in my chosen profession. I will not use my knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those in whose steps I walk and gladly share such knowledge with those that follow. I will promote high standards of practice, lifelong education and research in the interests of human health. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour. Thank you.
I now invite the graduates for the Postgraduate Certificate in Health Professions Education only to remain standing, if other graduates can be seated. For the award of the Postgraduate Certificate in Health Professions Education, Pre Honorabilis Cancellariae, totaque Universitas, presento vobis has meas filios et hos meas filios, quos omni titam moribus, quam doctrinae biles et aeneas esse qui admitter ad certificatum post baccalaureatum in educatione peribenti ad officia sanitatis, idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduates.
Ego auctoritatem mihi concessa, admitto vos ad certificationem post baccalaureatum in educatione peribenti ad officio sanitatis.
I now invite Dr. Jenny Moffat, educationalist in the Health Professions Education Centre at RCSI, to introduce the graduates.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward and receive their parchment. Wael Fidel. Mary Sheridan. The following candidates will be conferring in absentia today. If you're watching via the live stream, we offer congratulations on your achievement. Gary Brennan and Omar Hussain. That concludes the conferment of Postgraduate Certificate in Health Professions Education.
I now present the graduates for the Postgraduate Diploma in Health Professions Education. If I could ask the graduates to please be upstanding. Pre Honorabilis Cancellariae, totaque Universitas, presento vobis has meas filius et hos meas filios, quos omni sitam moribus, quam doctrina habiles et aeneas quasi ad admitter ad diploma post baccalaureatum in educatione peribenti ad officia sanitatis, idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduates.
Ego auctoritatem mihi concessa, admitto vos ad diploma post baccalaureatum in educatione peribenti ad officia sanitatis.
Dr. Jenny Moffat from HPEC will now introduce the graduates.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward and receive your parchment. Stephanie Annette. Emma Barry. Nafisa Borhan. David Byrne. Paul Creevy. Sudipto Das. Mark Devissell. Lenin Ekpotu. Michelle Flood. Shirley George. Irene Gorman. Catherine Green. Anne Hopkins. Graham Kelly. Aoife Lee. Jean McBrien. Marco Monopoly. Trina Nikongala. Alison Poff. Fionnuala Rahilly. Sinead Toomey. Orla Waters. And Robert Yo. The following candidates will be conferring in absentia today. If you're watching live from the live stream, we wish you congratulations on your achievement. Barbara Klein, Annie Curtis, Cormac Duff, Ian Kelleher, Oren Kennedy, Mari Lucas, Alice McCluskey, Cian O'Leary, Olga Piskareva, Roisin Plunkett, Roger Preston, Lourdes Salvaraja, and Mary Walsh. That concludes the conferment of the Postgraduate Diploma in Health Professions Education.
For the award of the Postgraduate Diploma in Human Factors and Patient Safety, if the graduate could be upstanding. Pre honorabis cancellariae, totaque universitas, presento vobis hunc meam filiam, quos omni sitam moribus, quam doctrina habiles, adoneus quae admittor, ad diploma post-baccalaureatum in elementis humanis et salutute agrogorum, idaque tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduate.
Ego auctoritatem mihi concessa, admitto te ad diploma post-baccalaureatum in elementis humanis et salutate agrorum.
The graduate will be presented by Dr. Eva Doherty, Director of Human Factors in Patient Safety at RCSI.
I will now call on Muireann O'Sullivan, graduand, to come forward to receive your parchment. That concludes the conferment of the Postgraduate Diploma in Human Factors and Patient Safety.
For the award of the degree of Master of Surgery, MCH by module, I now present the graduates for conferring. If I could ask the graduates to be upstanding. Pre honorabilis cancellariae, totaque universitas, presento vobis has meus filios et hos meus filios, quos omni sitam moribus, quam doctrina habiles, et aeneas quae admittor ad graduum magisteri and chirurgiae, idaque tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduates.
Ego auctoritatem mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum magisterii in chirurgia.
I invite Professor John O'Byrne, a Professor of Orthopaedic Surgery at RCSI and Director of the Master of Surgery MCH programme, to introduce the graduates.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward to receive your parchment. Abdul Rahman Al-Shafi. Eva Brown. Stephen Creedon. Aileen Egan. Abu Bakr El Haj. Michael Flanagan, Sean Oisin Flynn, Christine Goodchild, Ahmed Hassanin, Andrea McCarthy, Laura McLaughlin, Kunal Mohan, Anya Niveloid, Kieran Stanley, Vikram Tawatia, and Shane Whitlow. The following candidates will be conferring in absentia today. If you are watching via live stream, we wish you congratulations on your achievement. Kevin Sheehan. And that concludes the conferment of the Master of Surgery by module.
For the award of the degrees of Master of Science, MScs, I'd like to ask the graduates for MScs to please stand for the conferring. All candidates for MSc. Pre honorabis cancellariae, totaque universitas, presento vobis has meas filias et hos meas filios, quos omnes sim temoribus doctrina habiles et uneas esse, qui admitter ad graduum magisteri scientiae, idique tibi fide meo testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the NUI to admit the graduates.
Ego auctoritatem mihi concessa, admitto vos ad grada magisterii scientiae.
Professor David Smith, Director of the MSc Programme in Healthcare Ethics and Law, will now introduce the graduates for Masters in Healthcare Ethics and Law.
I'll now call on each graduate to come forward to receive their parchment. Bridget Beckley. Emma Brennan. Rebecca Conlon. Rita Dolan. Lisa Dunn. Kira Hughes, Loretta Jenkins, Vail Muhammad, Emma McBride, Aisling Mulligan, Sinead Nirahela, Stephanie O'Connor, Rachel Powell, Claudia Quinn, Sabina Tak, Fergal Walsh, The following candidates will be conferred in absentia today. If you are watching via the live stream, we wish to congratulate you on your achievements. Desmond Adair, Paula Brennan, Christina McCure, and Mirabelle Okiki. This concludes the conferment of the Masters of Science in Healthcare Ethics and Law.
For the awards of Master of Science in Human Factors and Patient Safety, Dr. Eva Doherty, Director of Human Factors and Patient Safety at RCSI, will introduce the candidates for this Masters.
I will now ask each graduate to come up and collect your parchment. Brendan O'Connor. Suzanne Dunn. Anna Farrell. Gillian Gordon. Niamh Hayes. Samuel Kwan. Claire Noonan. The following candidates will be conferring in absentia today. If you're watching via live stream, we wish you congratulations on your achievement. Eleanor Fall, Robert French O'Carroll, Adrian O'Callaghan, and Kay Nagel. That concludes the conferment of the Master of Science in Human Factors and Patient Safety.
For the award of the Master of Science in Neurology and Gerontology, I'd now like to invite Professor Francis Horgan, Head of the School of Physiotherapy at RCSI, to introduce the graduates.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward to receive your parchment. Melissa Boland. Fiona Mahan. Blotnit Mealy. Sheila O'Connor. Ciara Redden. That concludes the conferment of the Master of Science in Neurology and Gerontology.
I now invite Professor Niamh Moran, Head of the School of Postgraduate Studies at RCSI, to come forward to introduce the graduates for Masters of Science.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward to receive their parchment. Kevin Madigan. And Faja Youssef. We will now move on to the Master of Science in Industrial Pharmaceutical Sciences, and I will call on Loretta Duggan to come forward to receive her parchment. The following candidate will be conferring in absentia today, and if she's watching via live stream, we congratulate her on her achievement. Her name is Noor Ghulam. That concludes the conferment of the Master of Science.
For the award of the degree of Doctor of Medicine, MD, I now present the graduates for conferring. If I could ask the graduates to be upstanding. Pre honorabilis cancellariae, totaque universitas, presento vobis has meas filios et os meas filios, quos omni si tam moribus, quam doctrina habile sereneus esse que admitter ad graduum doctoratus in medicina, idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduates.
Ego autoritata mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum doctoratus in medicina.
Professor Niamh Moran, Head of the School of Postgraduate Studies at RCSI, will introduce the graduates.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward to receive their parchment. I will read their names and the title of the thesis for which the award was given. Bear with me. Martin Cuesta Hernandez for his thesis entitled Mortality in Patients with Hyponatremia and Syndrome of Inappropriate Antidiuresis, SIAD. Conor Moran for his thesis entitled The Development of Cell-Mediated Tissue-Engineered Collagen-Based Strategies for Osteochondral Defect Repair. Vincent Russell for his thesis entitled Improving the Recognition and Management of Common Mental Disorders in Government-Operated Primary Care Settings in Penang, Malaysia. The following candidates will be conferring in absentia today, and if they're watching via live stream, we wish them congratulations. Kirsten James and Paul McMullen. That concludes the conferment of the degree of Doctor of Medicine.
For the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, I now present the graduates for conferring. If I could ask them to be upstanding. Pre honorabilis cancellariae, totaque universitas, presento vobis has meas filios, et os meas filios, quos omne si tam moribus, quam doctrinae biles, luneus esse quod mitter, ad graduum doctoratus philosophiae, idaque tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the NUI to admit the graduates.
Ego auctoritatem mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum doctoratus philosophia.
Professor Niamh Moran, Head of the School of Postgraduate Studies at RCSI, will introduce the graduates for the award of Doctor of Philosophy.
I will call on each graduate to come forward to receive their parchment, and again I will read their name and the title of the thesis for which the award was given. Mariana Alves for her thesis entitled The Purinergic P2Y Receptor Family as Novel Drug Target in Epilepsy. Roy Bentley for his thesis entitled Advancing the Use of Ethics in Community-Based Commercial Drug Formulary Decision Making. Rodrigo Cruz for his thesis entitled Uncovering a Novel Regulation of Human Epidermal Growth Factor Receptor Signaling by Junctional Adhesion Molecule A in Breast Cancer. Paul Dillon for his thesis entitled Pharmacoepidemiology of Antihypertensive Medication Adherence in Older Adults and Feasibility of Intervening in Community Pharmacy. Danielle Dunlea for her thesis entitled The Role of Glycosylated Alpha-1 Antitrypsin in Resolution of Inflammation. Lisa Dwan for her thesis entitled The Role of Deubiquitinase USP11 in Endocrine-Driven Breast Cancer. Hannah Ford for her thesis entitled The Beneficial Pleiotropic Role of Tumour Necrosis Factor-Related Apoptosis-Inducing Ligand Trial in Cardiovascular Disease. Kuhn Harrington for his thesis entitled Surgical Education, Competitive Factors and Platforms to Trainee Progression and Skill Acquisition. Alice Holton for her thesis entitled The Posamino Study, Development and Validation of Explicit Criteria for Potentially Serious Alcohol Medication Interactions in Older Adults. Nicola Kavanagh for her thesis entitled Development of a 3D Model of Bone Infection Using Collagen-Based Scaffolds to Develop Novel Treatment Strategies for Staphylococcus aureus-Induced Osteomyelitis. Aileen Ketteringham for his thesis entitled Functionalization of Platinum-Based Drugs Through Click Chemistry Strategies. Tony McHale for his thesis entitled Inhibition of Endothelial Integrin Alpha B Beta 3 Prevents Bacterial Neutrophil-Induced Vascular Damage in an Experimental Model of Infection. Robert Murphy for his thesis entitled Development of Novel Hydrogels for Application in Therapeutic Delivery. Sean Quinlan for his thesis entitled Therapeutic Seizure Suppression and Long-Term Neurological Comorbidities in a Mouse Model of Neonatal Hypoxia-Induced Seizures. Shona Rossi for her thesis entitled Development of a Chemoablative Thermoresponsive Hydrogel as a Drug Delivery Platform for Lung Cancer Applications. And Amir Shanley for her thesis entitled The Evaluation of a Pressure Ulcer Prevention Programme, SPUPP, for older persons at risk of pressure ulceration living in the community. The following candidate will be conferring in absentia today, and if he's watching via live stream, we wish him congratulations on his achievement. It is John Kazandira.
Pre honorables cancelariae, totaque universitas, ceremonies rite confectis, quae facies finem, huius convocationis universitariae. That concludes the NUI and RCSI conferring ceremonies.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Amir Shanley, to invite her to address us as class valedictorian. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. And thank you very much to the School of Postgraduate Studies for inviting me to speak to you today, which coincidentally is actually the World Stop Pressure Ulcer Day, so it's very appropriate that I'm speaking to you today. So, President, Vice President, Chancellor of the NUI, the Dean, Council, Supervisors, Registrars, Heads of School, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, my fellow graduates. I am absolutely honoured to stand here before you to deliver this address on behalf of my fellow students. First and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my congratulations to all of my fellow graduates on your wonderful achievements here today. Represented here today are students who receive postgraduate certificates and diplomas in health profession education, human factors and patient safety, Masters of Science in Healthcare Ethics and Law, Human Factors and Patient Safety, Neurology, Gerontology, Master of Surgery, Doctor of Medicine, and Doctor of Philosophy. We as graduates may represent many different fields of research and healthcare, but we all started this journey here in the Royal College of Surgeons with the same goal: to improve the quality of life of our patients by striving to improve patient care. As Robert Millikan, a great chemist, once said, science walks forward on 2 feet, namely theory and experiment, but the continuous progress is only made by the use of both. Every day in this college, we aspire to improve the care of our patients and thereby improve the quality of their lives. I surveyed my fellow nursing students and asked them to summarise their experience of RCSI using just 3 words. And some of the responses included the words rewarding, empowering, emotional, diverse, motivational, creative, transformative, growth, accomplishments, worthwhile, educational, challenging, confidence building, but also full of pain and blood, sweat and tears. I like to think of our time here as a puzzle, much like the ones my children seem quite obsessed with. At first we were excited at the prospect and perhaps filled with some trepidation. What will it be like? What will everybody else be like? Will I be good enough? When I first started nursing or studying here, I was so nervous that my very first assignment, my poor son had to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning just to attach the email. So Brian, apologies. And as we have continued on this path, we started to become more familiar with what was expected of us. Assignments got easier most of the time. The jargon got a little bit more manageable, and the key information became clearer. We started to see the way a little bit more clearly, and the end goal got less blurry. Structures in our own work then started to form. The puzzle was simultaneously getting easier, but also significantly harder. Throughout this process, there have been many adversities, from difficult chapters to complex modules to struggling to remember a certain word, in my case for over 20 minutes until I just gave in and texted my daughter. Thank you, May. So yet, despite all of this, we pushed onwards, backs against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. Every single mind-numbing hour of relentless studying, textbooks strewn about us like the fallout after a storm, was worth it. Perhaps for some of us there were minor meltdowns, perhaps the odd moment where we allowed ourselves just 60 seconds of anguish before we squared our shoulders, we took a breath, and we continued on. And with everything we have strived to achieve here in RCSI, we are now prepared for whatever tomorrow may bring. Soon the end goal was close to our grasp, but it still was seemingly so far away. We had waded into the puzzle so far that to go back were as tedious as to continue on. Each step had to be considered, the puzzle getting more complex by the second. One wrong move could set us 10 steps back, but we persevered. We fought our way to the finishing line, and here we stand at our own graduation. The crescendo to our education, one might think, but everybody knows education is never truly finished. As we step out into our lives after college, every lesson learned here, and not just the ones we learned in the lecture theatres, will help shape the world around us. In the words of Malcolm X, there is no better than adversity. Every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your performance the next time. Along the journey to today, many people collaborated to help us achieve our goals: family, friends, colleagues, academic staff, administration staff, research participants, funding providers, but especially our heroes, our supervisors, who are our heroes here today. In my case, that's Professor Zena Moore and Dr. Declan Patton. Indeed, if I brought everybody here with me today who helped me along the way, there would be nobody else, no room for any of you to sit in this room, so be very grateful for ticket allocation. So to everybody who assisted us to achieve our dream, a heartfelt thank you, and remember, those who achieve success are those who take a dream and make it come true. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emer. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Mr. Kenneth Mealy.
Chancellor NUI, Registrar NUI, Chief Executive RCSI, academic staff, ladies and gentlemen, and especially to our new graduates in the various disciplines which have already been mentioned. It is my pleasure to preside over this conferring ceremony and welcome you and your families here today. This ceremony is a fitting recognition of the hard work and commitment that you have shown in your studies and your training and practice over the last number of years. All the platform party and the academic staff in RCSI understand the mental and physical challenges required to be awarded an RCSI postgraduate degree, diploma or certificate. These postgraduate awards of the Royal College of Surgeons are prestigious, internationally recognised qualifications and quality standards. Holding one of these qualifications demonstrate to colleagues, peers and employers a doctor or a scientist's knowledge, clinical and technical skills and commitment to his or her practice and profession. These qualifications also recognise your ability to use your intellectual knowledge and critical thinking in the clinical, laboratory and administrative setting, skills that are vital for a successful professional career which lies ahead of all of you. Your qualifications open up a world of wonderful opportunity as you set out on an exciting journey which will allow you to continue your training or practice in various specialties worldwide. Today we also acknowledge your families who have supported you during your years of training and practice. We understand those who have made sacrifices to support your career and rightly are proud of your achievements to date. Medicine and the health sciences today, however, face many challenges, and it is certain that all of you will work in increasingly complex healthcare and educational environments where you will need to use all of the skills that you've gained during your training. Doctors and scientists of the future will need to be adaptive to the constant expansion of medical and scientific knowledge, changes in technology, medicines, increased patient and societal expectations, in addition to regulatory change, all of which require a commitment to lifelong learning and an ability to adapt to the changing world that we live in. The awards presented here today will give you a solid foundation to continue on this exciting journey. For many of you receiving diplomas, master's certificates and degrees, today it is likely that your most difficult challenge initially will be to decide what career path you should choose amongst the diverse specialties that exist within your subject. As your careers progress, and for each of you to reach your full professional potential, I would encourage you to contribute to the training of your more junior colleagues, contribute to your professional organisations and societies, and engage constructively with the educational and healthcare administrative structures that you work in. To support you in such journeys and manage the challenges all healthcare professionals and scientists face, we would encourage you not only to maintain the strong links that you have with RCSI, but would also encourage you to form close bonds with those you work with, as increasingly in the sciences and in health sciences, there will be an emphasis on team working, which requires the ability to communicate effectively, demonstrate leadership, and acquire an understanding of the working of science and healthcare management and the administration in which you will work. For those of you who are medically qualified, it is also increasingly apparent that no healthcare system can fully support all the healthcare needs of society. So it is important for you to be an advocate not only for your patients, but also to understand the broader societal needs in the communities that you work in and use the resources at your disposal carefully. Despite the challenges facing healthcare services and education throughout the world, the basis of all patient care is empathy, which is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. This must form the basis of all our practice, even when working in difficult circumstances, because it is this which makes the professions we represent so rewarding. Today is also the time to acknowledge the commitment of the teachers and trainers who have taught and supported you over the last number of years. It is their endeavours which have given you the skills to practice medicine and science, and which will allow you to make a significant contribution to the well-being of the communities in which you work. RCSI is rightly proud of our admission statement, which refers to developing healthcare leaders who make a difference worldwide. This is our ambition for you. Today we graduate a total of 138 doctors and scientists with postgraduate certificates and diplomas in health professions education and human factors and patient safety, master's degrees in science and surgery, and doctors in medicine and philosophy. You will all add to the growing body of RCSI graduates who practice around the globe, and we look forward to your contribution to our other 15,000 RCSI alumni who work in just under 100 countries around the world and who are making a difference worldwide and who we are so rightly proud of. Many of you who have graduated today will travel abroad to work and live in other countries, and some to train further and gain additional experience. If it is your intention to travel, it is our hope that at least some of you will return. Clearly, there are difficulties within our health, education and medical research services, but despite the current challenges facing medicine and science in Ireland, I hope many of you will remain, as I say, in this country or return to Ireland at some stage in your career and contribute to improving these services. So finally, let me congratulate all of you and acknowledge the supports of your families. I wish you every success in your personal and professional lives, and I'm confident that the awards you've received today will equip you well for the challenges you will encounter in your further training and future careers. Thank you.
Thank you, President. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, Dr. Maurice Manning, to address us.
President, Registrar, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, but in particular you, our new graduates, some of you for the second or third, even fourth time. As Chancellor of the NUI, it's an honour for me to confer today's diplomas, masters and doctoral degrees. And in our ceremony today, the focus is on academic achievements of a high order. I'm delighted to welcome those of you graduating today with postgraduate certificates and diplomas, master's degrees and doctorates as graduates of the National University of Ireland. And my warmest congratulations to you. And I'm also very pleased to see so many of your friends and family here to share this celebration, and I'm sure that they're very proud of what you have achieved. This is the second of 4 conferring ceremonies over the course of today and next Monday. And the continuing growth of RCSI and the increasing diversity and international reputation of its programs is really very, very impressive. And the National University of Ireland unhesitatingly endorses the quality of the postgraduate education and training which you have received at RCSI, which is a valued member institution of the Federal University, that is the National University. I'm continually impressed, and this year is no different, by the range of academic programs that RCSI offers at postgraduate level. This is, of course, based on solid foundations at undergraduate level and on the top quality teaching and research faculty and the wider collaborative clinical networks that RCSI has in place. A growing postgraduate offering signals that RCSI is able both to anticipate and to respond swiftly to specialist healthcare education and training needs, both in Ireland and overseas. The growing number of doctoral graduates testifies to the research and practice-based reputation of RCSI's faculty and staff and the quality of its research and developmental facilities. So I commend all of your efforts to provide opportunities for students at postgraduate levels. It is without doubt that academic study and research at postgraduate level, as you well know, is demanding. And we know that it is often the case that students are simultaneously in full or part-time employment and may well be caring for families at home. To bring your studies to completion has required determination and stamina, in addition to the necessary intellectual capacity for your studies. For all of these qualities, and for your sustained academic efforts, some of you over the past year, and others over several years, you deserve great commendation. I applaud your achievements and I congratulate you warmly. To those of you who have completed doctorates, I wish to pay tribute to your efforts to add to the range of human knowledge in your chosen fields. The value of in-depth study and analysis of a topic and new knowledge creation about that topic cannot be overemphasized in today's fast-paced world. Too often there seems to be a desire or willingness to question the point of spending time and efforts on research, time spent reflecting, discussing and knowing a topic, time spent on trying to fathom the problem of its complexities. While at this stage, I'm very sure that you're delighted and relieved to see your theses or dissertations in hard covers and put to bed. But if you stand back a little from this and consider the collective substance of what has emerged from your studies and research, you can appreciate that the activity you've been engaged in is in its own terms and in terms of its value to society worthwhile and important. You will never regret it. The combined knowledge, competence and skills of everybody in this room will be of considerable benefit to the health services, whether here in Ireland or wherever you may practice. You can be expected to be in the forefront of innovation. You will be in the forefront too in improving quality and standards of practice. You can take great pride today in what you've accomplished. As I said earlier, your families can also take pride for their support in getting you to this stage. And they should, and I know they will, feel fully entitled to share in whatever celebrations you have planned for today, as well, I'm sure, as they experience a huge sense of relief that is all over, and they can get back to the rest of their lives. For the NUI, as an institution committed to the advancement of learning and the expansion of knowledge, postgraduate study and research is highly valued. If you consider the range of capabilities developed at postgraduate level, the increased difficulty and complexity of the material, the in-depth interrogation and analysis of theoretical foundations, the capacity to reconcile these theories with the day-to-day realities and practices of health care in a wide range of settings, the sustained hard work and application required to bring problems to a satisfactory resolution. But life in our society today calls for these type of capabilities. Technological advancement in the 21st century is giving rise to complex issues for society which simply did not arise for earlier generations. And an important part of the role and the responsibility of the university today is to generate the capacity in society to ventilate these issues in all their complexity and enable well-founded choices to be made. The welcome and continued development of postgraduate education brings with it important social gains for Irish society over and above the immediate professional gains. So on behalf of the National University of Ireland, I welcome those conferred this afternoon into the postgraduate ranks of the university. I wish you continued success and professional fulfilment in your careers. I hope that throughout your lives you will continue to maintain the common bond you now share with the community of NUI graduates, a community that I hope is sustained through a spirit of kinship with fellow graduates across social and professional contexts. For the President, the Registrar and all of the staff at RCSI, the conferring of new cohorts of graduates with qualifications up to the highest postgraduate level is also an occasion for pride in the achievements of the College in Medicine, Pharmacy and the Health Sciences, and a genuine cause for celebration. So on behalf of the NUI, I congratulate the staff, the tutors, the mentors, everybody in NUI. I congratulate you on today and I commend your achievements. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. As our proceedings draw to a close, if I could ask all our graduates to please stand one more time. And if I could ask you to turn and to face your family and supporters in the audience, and to perhaps join me in a round of applause to thank them for their support in making this journey possible. That concludes our formal proceedings. We'd like to invite your families and guests to make their way to the College Hall for a reception. We'd like to ask the graduates to remain in the hall for group photographs. And if we could ask you all to please be upstanding for the outward procession. Thank you.